welcome to Why This Film, the podcast where usually we reach back into your childhood, pluck out a movie and have a chat about it. But here we are at episode 99 and we're doing something a little different. You watched it so many times before and now you're gonna watch it again. But it's been so many years since you last saw it and now you show it to your friends and they're like, What?
What am I watching?
Why this film? It is the 99th episode, and today we are doing a quiz. I'm joined by the hosts of Two Actors Walk Into a Bar, David.
Hello.
And Scarlett.
Hello.
They have kindly agreed to undertake a quiz written by me that will no doubt end up being incredibly weirdly specific and possibly make someone cry out of frustration. How are we feeling?
It's a nervous laugh.
Yeah, so in terms of like skill and ability, like a very specific film quiz. Scale of 1 to 10 on confidence. David?
I won't be too cocky, so I'll go for I would say a 9, but I know what you're like with quizzes, so I'm going to go for like a 7.5.
Okay, that's fair. Scarlett?
I'm gonna go with 1.
I think I'm going to do all right in this quiz.
Another attempt.
I'm now a 9.
Could you imagine if I'd been really like, I don't know, what do you call it when you
Like revising.
Yeah.
Like you've spent like the last 2 months just like avidly watching every movie.
The underdog will beat David.
Yeah.
You mark my words.
Rooting for you, I really am. So yeah, listeners, we do have a little bit of a gap in terms of film, perhaps knowledge and interest. I don't know.
I like watching them. It's just the retaining part. Nothing
Yeah.
stays with me. I'm probably...
Which is, absolutely fine and normal. It's only us weirdos that are like, I think you'll find that on chapter 12 of the DVD. So you are actually the everyman here, and we are the little weirdos in the corner. But we're going to begin with a Mastermind type round where you've both given me a specialist subject, and I've concocted 10 questions of that specialist subject. And yeah, I have tried to make it fairly fair in terms of ability, but I do apologise in advance. You are allowed to hate me. Because as David said, I can be a little bit tricksy sometimes.
Yes.
We are going to start with David, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
Sorry, I'm drinking a beer whilst doing that. Yeah, that happens on Real Mastermind.
Exactly. Every time he's like, are you okay to do a specialist subject now? And they're like, hang on. Let me just put my Peroni. What have you got there?
It's a Cronenberg today. There's one left over from last night where my girlfriend and I watched the movie Cats for the first time.
Ah, Cats 2019.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it?
Enjoy is a very interesting word.
Yes.
I'm fascinated by it, but it is a piece of shit.
It's.
I want to know more about the cat bumholes. That's all I'm interested in.
Release the butthole cut. Like, we deserve it. Come on. After 2020, it's the least you can do.
Do you think it's like anti-objectifying animals? Sort of bridges the gap between bestiality and entertainment.
So, your specialist subject, David, is the films of Christopher Nolan. You have 10 questions. You'll get the answers at the end. There's no real time limit, but, don't be a dick about it. And, of course, no cheating. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
The films of Christopher Nolan. Number 1. Cillian Murphy portrays the Scarecrow in Batman Begins, but what is his character's real name?
Jonathan Crane.
Number 2. In Nolan's 2002 psychological thriller, Al Pacino is hunting a villain played by which notable comedian?
Robin Williams.
Number 3. Motel Room, Snapshot, and Who Am I are featured on the soundtrack of which Nolan movie?
Memento.
Number 4. At the end of The Dark Knight, Alfred burns a letter from Rachel. What did it say?
Bruce, I don't love you. I'm going to marry Harvey Dent.
Number 5. In which film do Mackenzie Foy, Jessica Chastain and Ellen Burstyn play the same character at different ages?
Interstellar.
Number 6. Tommy, Colonel Winnant and Shivering Soldier are characters in which movie?
Dunkirk.
Number 7. Which Nolan movie stars Black Widow, Wolverine, Batman, Jareth the Goblin King and Caesar the Ape?
The Prestige.
Number 8. In Inception, what is the safe code that Fisher gives the team?
Something about his dad. I don't know, pass.
Number 9. What is the title of Christopher Nolan's 1998 debut feature, a neo-noir crime thriller filmed in black and white?
Following.
And number 10. Nolan has released 11 movies as a director. How many of them have a single word title?
Are we counting the as if it has the in it? That doesn't count as a single word.
How many of them have a single word title?
Following, Memento, Insomnia, Interstellar, Inception, Dunkirk. 6.
You forgot Tenet. The answer is 7.
Fuck! It's the most recent
And
one.
number 8. The safe code that Fisher gives the team is 528491.
How the fuck would I know that?
I didn't expect you to know that. I would have been incredibly impressed if you knew that. As it is, that's still pretty impressive. That's 8 out of 10.
Woo!
Well done. That was genuinely insane. But nothing to be scared about, Scarlett. You've got 8 to beat.
Literally, the only thing I could think during the how many one word titles, I was like, even I knew Tenet, but I didn't know any of the others,
no.
and that's only because I
can't
watched
believe I
it
forgot
literally
Tenet.
last weekend.
I can't believe I forgot that one. I really like Tenet as well. It's a good film.
I didn't.
Fight me.
I did not.
Okay. Are you ready, Scarlett?
As I'll ever be.
Your specialist subject was tear-jerker movies. Number 1. In Titanic, what is the name of Rose's horrible fiancé?
I haven't got a clue. Pass.
Number 2. What breed of dog is Marley in Marley and Me?
Oh. Labrador?
Number 3. In Toy Story 3, what does Lotso Huggin' Bear smell of?
Strawberries?
Number 4. Noah and Allie's tempestuous relationship in Seabrook, South Carolina is the main focus of which 2004 tearjerker?
The Notebook.
Number 5. Requidame and Un Poco Loco are songs from which 2017 Pixar movie?
Coco.
Number 6. My Sister's Keeper is a 2009 tearjerker, but who wrote the book on which it is based?
I don't know. Pass.
Number 7. In the 2009 film Up, the creators used a specific colour to accompany the character of Ellie during the opening montage. What colour?
I go. Oh, I don't know. Blue.
Number 8. Which 1991 tearjerker starring Macaulay Culkin shares its name with a song by The Temptations?
My Girl.
Number 9. In Pixar's Inside Out, what is the name of Riley's imaginary friend who sacrifices himself?
Oh my God, what's he called? He's got that elephant trunk, and the little rocket shippy thing. Oh fuck, what's he called? I don't know. It has left my brain forever. Pass.
And number 10. Which 2014 tearjerker was developed when the author of the original book met 16-year-old cancer sufferer Esther Earle?
The Fault in Our Stars.
Okay, that really wasn't too bad. So Rose's horrible fiancé is called Cal.
Right.
Full name Caledon Hockley. They were all right. Jodie Picoult wrote My Sister's Keeper. The creators of Up specifically invented Ellie Magenta, so it's like a pink colour
okay.
that's seen throughout the opening of Up. Bing Bong was the name of Riley's imaginary friend, but you got 6 out of 10. That is very
I can't believe it.
good. That
It
was
was
very
quite
good.
sad when you said, "Oh, his name has left my brain forever," which is exactly spoiler alert what happens in Inside Out to Bing Bong.
I do you know what I mean? I could visualise him in my head, but this is what I mean about just don't retain some things. I mean, he was very cute, but...
So we move on now to the main rounds. There are 3 rounds in this quiz remaining. The first round is called Hershey's Chocolate Syrup, and it is generic movie knowledge. So we'll take it in turns. Who wants to go first?
David.
Apparently I do.
So, David, we'll start with you, and then we'll move across to Scarlett with each alternate question. If you get it wrong or you pass, the point goes over to Scarlett for a potential grab. So, lots of extra points available here.
Oh, God.
So, David, number 1. Whilst shooting the titular song for Singing in the Rain, Gene Kelly famously had a high fever. But how high was it?
39 degrees Celsius.
Correct. So, Scarlett, number 2. Who was going to play Aragorn before Viggo Mortensen? Or Mortensen, I don't know how you pronounce his name.
I'm sorry, I have no idea.
David?
It was Stuart Townsend, and he actually did film parts of it, and then he got cut out. Bet he's fucking gutted.
So gutted. All right, back to David with number 3. Who drew the prop of the naked picture of Kate Winslet for Titanic?
Was it... I don't know, that sounds like it's too creepy. Oh, fuck it. James Cameron?
Yes.
Did
is
it? Oh,
creepy.
that's weird.
Yep. Scarlett, number 4. Samuel L. Jackson's wallet in Pulp Fiction actually belonged to director Quentin Tarantino. But what does it say on it?
Oh. I don't know. Fuck off.
Close. Like, yeah, you've got the gist.
Think about Samuel L. Jackson. What does, like, a catchphrase he has?
I don't know, Dave. I just don't.
Do you know who
keep up
Samuel L.
with these
Jackson
things.
is?
Yes. I do actually. I mean, but I just... No. I don't. I have no idea.
Okay,
It's
David?
the one that says bad motherfucker on it.
Ah, so that's why all those people have those wallets that say bad motherfucker on.
Yeah. So back to David. In which 1939 MGM musical does asbestos rain down like snow?
Asbestos rain down like snow. Oh, no idea.
Okay, Scarlett, can you give me a 1939 MGM musical that has snow in it?
It's a Wonderful Life.
Such a good guess. It was The Wizard of Oz, unfortunately.
Oh, asbestos
Yeah.
rain down like snow.
So the snow that rains down over the poppy fields is asbestos.
Oh,
My God.
Because it's 1939 and they don't give a shit.
She wasn't allowed to eat for months before they filmed it, so
Yeah.
who gives a shit about a bit of asbestos?
Literally. So Scarlett, number 6. Which actor was the inspiration for Christian Bale's character in American Psycho? He got this inspiration after watching this actor on a daytime television interview.
Oh. Jack Nicholson?
Such a good guess, but unfortunately no. David?
was it Tom Cruise after that very odd Oprah interview where he jumps on the sofa and he's like, I'm in love.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise.
Yes, it was. Christian Bale noted that Tom Cruise had a massive smile and nothing behind his eyes, and that's what he took for inspiration for Patrick
Savage.
Bateman in American Psycho. Number 7, back up to David. Brad Pitt, Will Smith, and Nicolas Cage all turned down which iconic 1999 movie role?
Is it Neo in the Matrix?
It is. Okay, back down to Scarlett. Number 8. Paul Verhoeven. Not Verhoeven, that's correct.
Nothing.
Was the first director to collect the award for Worst Picture in Person, but for which 1995 movie?
Oh, you're going to have to give her a clue.
It stars Elizabeth Berkley from Saved by the Bell. And it's about a dancer arriving in LA with only a suitcase and a dream of becoming a star.
Step Up.
I love it, but unfortunately, no.
No, I'm making not very educated guesses here.
It's a fairly educated guess, you know, it's in the ballpark.
Yeah, I could think of a dance film.
It's a slightly different type of dance.
Yeah, David, do you know?
It's Showgirls.
It is Showgirls. Showgirls, Scarlett, is trash. Like, think Cats 2019, but like humans. And it's
And more
just
tits.
absolutely insane. Back up to David with number 9. What was notable about Sigourney Weaver's cigarette in 2009's Avatar?
A cigarette. She had a cigarette in Avatar? Was it not real? Was it CG? Because everything else was?
It was. It was completely CGI.
Oh, fuck, really?
Yeah, good guess. And finally, Scarlett, number 10. Chocolate syrup isn't the only notable fact from Psycho. It was also the first Hollywood feature film to show what?
A rocking chair?
A valid guess. Unfortunately, no. David, do you know?
First film to show... wasn't like... Because of the shower scene, it wasn't female nudity, was it?
No. Scarlett was actually closer. It's a flushing toilet.
Oh!
That's so random.
Yeah.
That's what we remember from Psycho.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's what's notable about Psycho. So after that round, David has 8, and Scarlett, I'm afraid you have nil points.
Ouais, au minu, nil point.
Nil points. But some very good attempts, some very good educated guesses going on, so keep it up.
You flatter me.
So we move on to the next round, which is called And You Can Quote Me on That. It's an audio round, and it's about films that I would watch on repeat. As such, I know every single bloody word to them. But do you? I'm going to play you a clip of a quote from the movie, and I just need you to tell me the movie that the quote is from.
Okay.
Let's start with Scarlett this time. So, Scarlett, here's your number 1. I'm just looking for the name of the movie that this quote is from.
Okay.
Stop. You're going to take someone's eye out. Besides, you're saying it wrong. It's Leviosa.
Is it Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone?
It is!
Oh, yeah, go on. 1 point.
1 point.
Watch yourself, David.
Well done. So, number 2 for David.
Wait. Look, Sarah. Look what I'm offering you. Your dreams.
And my kingdom is great.
I ask for so little. Just let me rule you.
That's Labyrinth.
It is. Well done. I thought you were struggling then, but no, you were just waiting
I
for
was
the
at
quote
first,
to
but then
finish.
I could suddenly hear the sound of Bowie. And I was like, oh, there we go.
David Bowie.
And I could picture him juggling balls in his hand while doing it. I was like, there we go.
Ooh, oh.
That's Labyrinth.
Do you picture David juggling balls a lot?
Only when the lights are down low.
So back to Scarlett with number 3.
By the cut of your suit, you went to Oxford or wherever. Naturally think human beings dress like that. But you wear it with such disdain. My guess is you didn't come from money, and your school friends never let you forget it. which means you were at that school by the grace of someone else's charity, hence the chip on your shoulder. And since your first thought about me ran to orphan, that's what I'd say you are.
I don't know. Not a clue. Over to David.
I also don't have a clue.
Ah.
Something
okay,
posh with
you.
like fancy corsets or something, it sounds like. I don't know.
Oh, interesting.
And you'll say it's
Oh, I was
Showgirls.
thinking more like Devil Wears Prada, but...
So that's actually from Casino Royale, the first James Bond starring Daniel Craig. That's when he first meets Eva Green as Vesper Lynd on the train.
Oh, holy shit. It sounded like she was talking to some, common girl who'd been brought into like some private school, and it's like, oh yes, you think you're part of the school, but you're not, looking at the way you're dressed. But no, she's talking to James Bond.
St. Trinian's was on the tip of his tongue. I thought it was Helena Bonham Carter speaking to begin with.
Yeah.
So
that's a good guess.
interesting.
It does, because she's got that throaty thing that Helena Bonham Carter has, where she's like...
Also, since Tim Burton broke up with Helena Bonham Carter, he's replaced her with Eva Green as
Pretty
weird,
much.
wacky woman in all the rest of his movies.
Right, we're back up to David for number 4.
A knight is sworn to valor.
A knight is sworn to valor.
His heart knows only virtue.
His heart knows only virtue.
His blade defends the helpless.
His blade defends the helpless.
His might upholds the weak.
His might upholds the weak.
Yeah, that's the scene with the ghost of King Arthur talking to a very British-sounding Dennis Quaid, who's just not even bothering a British accent, in Dragonheart, which, I came on this podcast to trash and then nearly ruined our friendship because of it, because you love that film. It's not that great, it's just a mess, but Sean Connery's good in it.
Whoa. Okay, so Scarlett, just so you don't come away from here with the wrong idea, Dragonheart is one of the best movies ever made. It's genuinely fantastic. David doesn't know what he's talking about. I didn't intend for him to get that quote, and for someone that hates that movie so much, he clearly knew what it was about 1 second into the quote. So
They say
What
it
does
over
that
and over
say?
again. A knight is sworn to valor. A knight is sworn to valor. It's like, oh god, all right.
all right, back down to Scarlett with the road to... Oh god.
No, play the clip. She probably still won't know what the film is.
Okay.
No, you're probably right.
I will try. It was inevitable that I was going to do that. Okay, so number 5. Please get it.
7! All right! Yes! Partner!
Tons of gold for you.
And tons of gold for me. Hi! Tons of gold for me. Hi!
You know the
no.
first 3 words of the film? Because Emily let it slip. So
Yeah.
it's the road to... Think of a movie that starts with the road to.
The road to
It's a mystical place.
heaven.
Heaven, the road to heaven. There's no film called Road to Heaven. It's an
No, I don't
animated
know it.
film. And everyone...
Big city full of treasure and sparkly yellow covered stuff.
The road to
L?
L. The road to L.
Come on.
L.
Okay, so the road to L, and there's one more word. L spelled E-L. The road to L... Come on.
The road to L.
L...
L.
Come on. People are
D-
screaming
D-
at their phones and laptops right now.
The road to L. Duck.
Road to El Duck? What are you talking about?
I literally have no idea. I've obviously not seen
the road
it.
to
I don't
El
think.
Duh. What noise does the dinosaur make?
Yeah.
It goes rah. So road to El Duh. Rah.
Go.
Yay! I'm going to give that
Do
to
you
her.
still know what we're talking about? The road to
No.
El Dorado.
No, I've never seen it.
Oh, okay. Have you ever heard of
I've
El
never even
Dorado
heard of it.
as the El Dorado is the city of gold? Oh, okay. So it's like Atlantis. It's like
Oh, okay.
it's like one of those mystical places that don't exist, but old explorers were like, we should invest in like genuine investigations to go and try and find these places, even though they're like 100% fictional. So yeah, and then there's a really problematic DreamWorks movie that's genuinely hilarious and really, really problematic. That came out in the early 2000s.
It came out when Scarlett.
But you've got that point.
It
so.
came out when Scarlett was 2.
Ew.
Yeah.
I've obviously been living under a rock, a big baby rock.
No, it makes sense that you wouldn't have necessarily partaken in the early DreamWorks movies because...
Yeah, I think earliest probably for me notable was Shrek's.
Which was the same year, but that's fine. Shrek's huge.
Oh, okay. Really?
Shrek's...
The first Shrek come out when I was 2?
2001, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Crazy.
When would I have... Oh, that's very strange.
Like, scary, crazy. Ew, I saw Shrek in the cinema.
I know, right?
So, back up to David with number 6.
Well, you put up with me because I can read and write ancient Egyptian, and I can decipher hieroglyphics and hieratic. And well, I am the only person within 1,000 miles who knows how to properly code and catalogue this library, that's why.
I put up with you because your father and mother were our finest patrons, that's why.
That's from The Mummy, the proper one, not the Tom Cruise one, but the one with Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz.
Mm-hmm. The
I'm
most
jealous.
attractive cast in any movie ever. Like, absolutely everyone is, like, attractive. Every single one of them. Would you have got that one, do you think, Scarlett?
Yes, I think I actually would have.
Let's
That's how
see.
the cookie crumbles.
Let's see instead if you can get number 7.
Well, I know a lot of things.
Not how to stay alive, apparently.
Well, I guess we have that in common. Although I think I'm a little ahead of the race here.
Well, I can fix that.
Nah. Brain is not engaged. I do not know the answer to that one.
David?
I thought at first it was Meg from Hercules, but I don't recognise the male voice. And it sounds like they're both about to start fucking. So maybe it's not a Disney film.
Ooh.
Maybe I'm totally off base here and it's something completely different. No idea.
Okay, that was from, I believe, 2002's Queen of the Damned, which is the sequel to Interview with a Vampire, but a very different tone. We have Tom Cruise as Lestat being replaced by our old friend Stuart Townsend. And it is generally awful, and I loved it.
I didn't know Interview with the Vampire had a sequel.
It has a billion sequels and prequels.
Is it?
There's a whole, book-wise, there's a whole, chronicles of vampires written by Anne Rice before she became religion.
I know in the books, but I
and
didn't
then,
think the films.
so, because Queen of the Damned is technically the sequel to Interview with the Vampire, it's technically a sequel film-wise as well, but the two are opposite spectrum. One's like an Academy Award-winning Brad Pitt, like Tom Cruise, Kirsten Dunst, like amazing drama, and one is got a soundtrack by Korn.
Wow.
And I think that pretty much sums it up.
Was I right in my assumption? Were they about to start fucking in the scene that you played?
Like, as much as a human can fuck a vampire, where in a world where they can't physically do that, yes, they were about to start, like, emotionally fucking, yes.
Oh, I see.
They have a lot of that sort of, like, terrible, wonderful dialogue that when you're, like, 13, you're like, that's the most romantic thing I've ever heard. And then when you grow up, you're like, that's incredibly toxic and awful, and those two people should never, ever, ever be in the same room again.
I always thought, I mean, I've only seen Interview with a Vampire fairly recently, actually, in the first lockdown. And I was like, is there some sort of homoerotic thing with Brad Pitt
100%.
and
Yes.
Tom Cruise?
They adopt a daughter.
But then, yeah, exactly. And that was my thinking. But he then goes on to be straight, so maybe he's bisexual in the sequel.
For sure. Number 8.
And how did you find Aiden?
I didn't. When I came to live here, Aiden found me. He just appeared one day, as if destiny were watching over me. He taught me all the secrets of the forest, what can hurt you, and what can heal you.
It sounds like Cary Elwes. Or if that's not how you even pronounce his name. Is he blind in this clip? And he's got like a bird and some shit film where there's a 2-headed dragon. Quest for Camelot.
I don't know though if I should give that to you after you just trashed
Absolute
it.
dreadful movie. It's awful.
Fuck off! Why do you have such bad movie taste? How are we even friends?
Just such
This
a
movie
poor
is
Disney
incredible.
knockoff with terrible songs. Apart from that one song that she sings while being chased by a axe chicken or something that Charlotte Church sang a few years later.
Yeah, because it's The Prayer, the song that everybody knows, that of course came from an animated movie because all the best songs
Came from
do.
a terrible animated movie.
Scarlett, again, just please ignore everything he's saying. It's a phenomenal movie. You may recognise the posters from an episode of Buffy where they fight in a cinema, and it's just brilliant. It's so good. I genuinely don't know if I should give that to you because you trashed it so hard.
I know the answer, so I trashed Dragonheart and got that answer.
Alright, fine, but under duress. How are we even friends? I don't know.
I don't know. It's a mystery.
Back down to Scarlett with number 9.
The bedroom, Nina. Does it give you memories? Or ideas?
Ideas.
If that had been permanent, I'd have been very upset.
I don't know. It sounds like they're getting a bit saucy, but
She just
I'm gonna
chopped
pass
his
it over
penis
to-
off,
Oh,
but it grew back.
Wow.
Not a kids' film then.
It got that 12 rating because it dumbed down the blood.
Are they ghosts?
They're not ghosts, no.
Oh, how did it grow back?
Nina.
I recognise his voice, but I'm going to have to pass it over to David because I simply do not know.
I don't know either, but I do recognise the voice from somewhere, but I can't think what it's from.
So,
I keep thinking they're all Tim Curry, but
Yeah.
it's not.
So you will recognise the voice because you've heard it already today. That was Stuart Townsend again. With
This is the most publicity Stuart Townsend has ever got.
on my nostalgic, because when I grew up, every movie had like him and like one other actor, and I was just like, yes, those two. So this is from the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. It's based on an Alan Moore comic. It has nothing to do with the comic. They just basically took the name and did what they wanted with it. But before I read the comic, I really liked it. I still like it. It's great. And this is Mina Harker from Dracula. So she's a vampire. Versus Dorian Gray from The Picture of Dorian Gray. Because it's literary heroes that come together to form a team. But they're fighting.
It's like the Avengers before the Avengers movie came out.
like pre-Avengers, like literary Avengers. It's a really great concept. And yeah, he's immortal, so he can grow all of his stuff back. And she chops his penis off. And he says, if that had been permanent, I'd have been very upset, which I didn't get for years. And then I was like, oh, penis chopping. Feminism.
It all makes sense now.
I love it. I love it so much. All right then. So up to David for number 10.
How does it feel to be a puppet on my string?
I won't let you trade me, Count.
I have no intention of trading you. Neither of us has ever settled for hell.
Now that in this scene, it sounds like they're actually fucking. Count. Why have I suddenly just started thinking of Count Dooku? It's not Star Wars. I won't let you be my puppet. I don't know. No, I've no clue.
Scarlett?
But I'll probably be like, oh god, yeah, when you say it.
Hotel Transylvania.
A solid guess. And to be honest, like, kind of. So it's from the Van Helsing movie with Hugh Jackman. At the end of that round, David has 4 and Scarlett has 2.
2.
Woo!
Oh, yeah. Winning!
Nice.
Van Helsing and League of Extraordinary Gentlemen are both shit films.
Yes.
But they're those kind of films that...
I love them.
You'd happily put them on in the background or when you're drinking and thinking, fuck it, let's put this on and laugh
They're
at it.
just really fun. They're both really fun and dumb. And they don't make big, dumb, fun movies anymore. And we were having like a semi-gothic renaissance in the early 2000s. Van Helsing is directed by Stephen Sommers, who did The Mummy. So people are always like, why is this bad? And it's like, it's not. Like, that's the secret. It's not bad. You're just being weird about it. It's Stephen Sommers doing what he does best, taking an old genre and bringing it into the modern age. But because it has lines like, I've never seen the sea, I bet it's beautiful, people are like, ugh, what the fuck is this movie? And you're like, shut up!
Whereas The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen was so bad, it made Sean Connery retire from acting.
Yeah, it was a huge movie for cinema because it made a lot of people quit the industry. But, like, is that a bad thing?
The only reason Sean Connery did that film was because he turned down Morpheus in The Matrix because he didn't understand the script. Then he turned down Gandalf in Lord of the Rings because he didn't understand the script. And so when League of Extraordinary Gentlemen came about, he didn't understand the script. But because the last 2 films have been such big fucking successes, he was like, all right, I better do it. And then it was terrible.
Vampire lady has uncovered.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah. So we move on to round 3, which is called A Few of My Favourite Things. So you're going to hear the IMDb breakdown and year of some of my favourite movies. Again, all you have to do is guess the film. So we'll go back up to starting with David. So, number 1. A faded movie star and a neglected young woman form an unlikely bond after crossing paths in Tokyo, 2003.
Lost in Translation.
Well done. Scarlett.
Scarlett, if you want some help, one of these answers will be Fern Gully. So if you get stuck, just say Fern Gully and you've probably got a good chance of getting it right.
Number 2. A young ballet dancer is torn between the man she loves and her pursuit to become a prima ballerina, 1948.
The Moulin Rouge.
Oh, so close. David?
No, I don't know.
It's The Red Shoes.
Can't say I've seen it, but it makes
I'd
sense.
forgotten what you'd said. I was just marvelling at the sound effects that Scarlett's providing in this episode.
It's a true talent of mine. I think I've blown off into the microphone more times than that today.
So, number 3, David. 2 separate sets of voluptuous women are stalked at different times by a scarred stuntman, 2007.
Death Proof.
Well done. Scarlett. A travelling theatre company gives its audience much more than they were expecting, 2009. That's a very vague thing, so I'm going to tell you Heath Ledger's final movie.
Who's Heath Ledger?
Oh, Scarlett! Oh my god.
I'm sorry to upset everyone. 2009 travelling theatre company. Something about a circus, maybe? I don't know.
Just say Fern Gully, because
Okay,
I know
Fern
that
Gully.
you don't know the answer.
It's not Fern Gully, I'm afraid.
Oh, God.
David?
The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus.
Sorry, love. Look at him sitting there, like, all a bit swag. He's like,
Flicking
That's right,
his
I'm
hair.
here. Like, oh wow, I've got
There's
this
a lot
one.
of it to flick.
Just pass it over, boiling kettle.
Okay, so David. Several farmers, cowboys, and a travelling salesman compete for the romantic favours of various local ladies. 1955.
Several farmers and... I don't know. There's 7 of them in total? Is it the Magnificent Seven? I don't know.
Scarlett.
Oh God.
It's a musical.
Oklahoma.
It is Oklahoma.
Fuck yes!
My heart leapt there and I was like, she's got it!
The underdog strikes back.
Here it is. She's got 4 questions left. She's going to just upheave everything.
Oh,
that was beautiful.
wow.
So let's see if you can do it again, Scarlett. A deformed man calling himself the Penguin wreaks havoc across Gotham with the help of a cruel businessman. 1992.
Oh God. Batman.
Oh, he's coming back.
Strikes
He's gone,
back.
but no, another word for that. He comes back. Oh, Batman, you've come back. It's almost like you've...
Returned.
Yes!
Oh, Batman returns.
Batman Returns.
I can't believe it.
Nailed it.
Wow.
You knew it was Batman. You knew straight away where we were with Gotham.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. I didn't know he was deformed. I thought he was just short and fat.
Well, he's got flipper fingers.
Ooh.
My girlfriend Hannah can't watch that film because she's terrified of Christopher Walken.
I thought you were going to say terrified of penguins. But yeah, that's fair. He's very scary in that movie.
Mm. And then the guy playing his son is doing a really bad Christopher Walken impression. He's like, hey, Dad.
Dad, the business is going under.
There's a cracking Walken impression.
Is Christopher Walken the dad in Hairspray?
Yes.
Ah.
Edna.
You like a stinky old cheese, babe. Just getting riper with age.
Love it. Number 7, back up to David. In a countryside town bordering on a magical land, a young man makes a promise to his beloved that he will retrieve a fallen star. 2007.
Stardust.
Yes.
I love it. Look at him. He's so smug. He's like,
I'm trying not to look.
bitch, I got it again.
It's whether or not I admit that I'm not that... I really wish I liked Stardust, but I don't.
A lot of
that
people
much.
don't, and I didn't realise that. Because I've loved it for so long, and then recently I've seen a lot of people be like, ugh, remember Stardust? Ew. And I'm like, hey, what? I missed the memo on that, because I'm a huge fan. It's nothing like the book, but nothing ever is, so that's not a valid reason to dislike it. I enjoy it. So Scarlett, number 8. A beautiful young woman takes her father's place as the prisoner of a mysterious beast who wishes to marry her. 1946. It's French.
Come on.
I'm going to say it, but I know it's wrong. Oh. Beauty and the Beast?
Yes, I will accept
Yeah.
that. It's La Belle et la Bête, which is Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, how do you not know that, Scarlett?
I did a French GCSE, I swear.
Okay, number 9, back up to David. A love story between a girl who loves reading books and a boy who has previously checked out all of the library books she chooses. 1995.
That also sounds a bit like Beauty and the Beast. What, a guy checks out all the books that a girl likes?
Mm-hmm. So to get
That
her
is
attention, he's checked out all the books.
Oh.
So
Sounds like he's stalking her.
yes. Isn't
Um,
that what love is, according to the movies?
Yeah, you just stalk a girl and harass them for ages, and then eventually
She'll say
they'll
yes.
fall in love with you.
He didn't touch
What
her,
movies
only her
taught me?
books.
I have no idea. I've never heard of that concept.
Okay. Scarlett?
Oh, this is a stab in the dark. 10 things I hate about you.
No, but that's a very good stab in the dark. This is actually a Studio Ghibli movie, and it's called Whisper of the Heart. It's very good.
Oh.
It's very lovely, despite what the plot made it sound like. And back down to Scarlett, number 10. A fashionable sorority queen is dumped by her boyfriend, so she follows him to law school, 2001.
Oh, God. I was going to say Mean Girls, and no, it definitely isn't. The law school thing has thrown me.
There was a musical made out of it.
Legally Blonde?
Yes! Woo! Yes, I forget. I was suddenly reminded again that you were born at the end of the 90s because I was like, this is a staple in everyone's brain, so like this will be fine.
She's got to get this. The fucking
So
doofus.
he dumps her, and so she's like, I'll stalk him and follow him to a whole new career prospect.
And she thrives.
Wow.
Do they get back together?
Nope.
Okay. Well,
Have you never seen
Learn
Legally
stalking.
Blonde?
no. Am I meant to have?
I'm messaging Hannah right now.
Oh, for fuck's sake. She's going to bang on the door in a second going, you've never seen Legally Blonde?
Hey, David's...
Well, when the film
Never
came out
seen
in like early
Legally
2000s, I'm obviously quite a young lad, and it
Feel
wasn't really the type of film that I was interested in when there's
You
Star
weren't
Wars
that
and Lord of the
young.
Rings movies out. All right, I was young. Thank you very much. We're both still in our 20s, Scarlett.
You are holding on with your fingernails, honey.
So long as this episode comes out before May, then I can keep saying that. Otherwise, oh no.
Okay, I've messaged your girlfriend, David. I've said, hey, David's never seen Legally Blonde. I feel it's my duty to tell you. Sorry if this comes as a bit of a shock, but I thought you ought to know. She said, thanks,
Sure she
girl.
knows.
It's a travesty. I've been living with a psycho, obviously.
Right, she didn't text back that quickly to say
She
that.
did.
I was like, gosh, she's
I've
speedy.
never known Hannah to say, thanks, girl.
It's because we're doing a thing. Yeah, so you should have thought about that before you told me, because I just felt it was my duty to inform your girlfriend. So looks like you're watching Legally Blonde tonight. So enjoy that. It's
Great.
fantastic.
I already know what happens, so I don't fucking need to. Thrives. There's a sequel, so I assume she does well, or she repeats the onus to it again. I don't know.
Back to law school because I was a dumb blonde. Yeah, that's really empowering.
She stalks someone who dumped her to law school. She
Yes.
doesn't go to law school because she wants to be a lawyer. She does it to stalk after some guy who dumped her. Get the message, love. Right? He doesn't
Sometimes-
love you anymore.
We
But
fall into
apparently it's
things
empowering, I
that we're
guess.
meant to do. It is empowering! God damn it. I can't believe this. Honestly. Yeah, you and Hannah are going to be having words this evening. Don't you even worry about that. So at the end of that round, David has 4 and Scarlett has 4.
Woo!
Oh my god. I've just fallen off my chair.
Calculators are down and the scores are in. Scarlett. For the questions you were given, you got 11 out of 25, plus a bonus point of 1, which makes your overall score 12.
Woohoo! Fucking party! I'd have been glad with 5. I'll get drunk tonight, any excuse.
Oh yeah.
Celebratory.
David. For the questions you were given, you got 19 out of 25, plus bonus points of 5, bringing your overall score to 24.
Woo!
So well done. You did very well, and considering this was very weirdly tailored to my personal interests, you both crushed it. Thank you so much for coming on and doing this and being such a good sport about it.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm glad you were able to put up with my early onset film dementia.
I loved it. Do you want to thank the Academy, David? Do you want to
He's prepared a 5-minute long speech.
I don't know. I'd like to thank, films for existing. There we go.
Oh,
and for
how
getting
profound.
us through lockdown. There you go. That's profound.
Yes. Lovely. So do you guys want to tell us about two actors walk into a bar?
Yes. And we've just gone blank.
Of course.
Gone,
What's that? Sorry.
Two Actors Walk Into a Bar is our podcast. We're two actors. We get drunk. We record a podcast. And it's about... I don't know. Scarlett, take over any time. What's the podcast about?
We've
got to sell it. We've got to sell it.
Yeah. We do very well to provide opinions on everything we're not entitled to. If you want to listen to two people ramble on about nothing in particular, they haven't prepared for it, there is no script, but we have a bloody good laugh, then come and have a listen.
We do also cover topics from the acting world, very serious ones, such as last series we talked about onstage injuries and laughed at them. That sounds really harsh. But we do have some good guests on as well. Last series we had Emily on talking about Christmas themed events such as Panto and Nativity and Christmas movies.
I think that was my favourite episode.
That was such a fun episode.
It was.
Thanks, guys.
It went swimmingly.
I had a great time.
With your name, you provided the perfect title.
Well, I'm very festive. What can I say?
We'll be launching series 2 of Two Actors Walk Into a Bar. I think, was it mid-February? Have we decided a date?
Yes, I think it is.
Watch this space, but we'll be coming in mid-February with some cool guests lined up, some more fun topics. Yeah.
More laughing, more drinking. What more could you want?
Nice.
Exactly.
What more indeed. Thank you so much for coming on and doing this. Like, this has been so much fun, and I'm really, really happy that you agreed to do it. So thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you for having us. It was a lot of fun.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
I've had a ball, even though I basically provided more fart noises than anything else.
Sometimes in life we need a good fart noise, so fill in that hole.
I'm going to live by that. That cat bum hole.
Release the butthole cut.
Release the butthole cut. And on that note, we'll see you next time on Why This Film. Bye! Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed the episode, the best thing you can do is head to Apple and leave a review. You can find Why This Film across social media, on Instagram at Why This Film Podcast. You can follow me on Twitter at Why This Film Pod and / or like me on Facebook at Why This Film Podcast. You can support the podcast at www.patreon.com/Why This Film Podcast, where you have early access to episodes as well as bonus material. And you can find episodes, weekly reviews, and more at whythisfilmpodcast.co.uk. Now go back and have a shot every time I say podcast.
Hi, Scarlett.
Hi, Dave.
We've got to convince the wonderful people of this world why they should listen to our new podcast.
Okay.
So, what exciting things can people expect from us?
Well, they can expect witty anecdotes. I was about to pick up the broken bottle and on guard.
A wild boomer appeared. David used shock.
Exclusive insight into the acting industry.
I played Hitler's valet and I handed him a plate of milk and cookies.
She started on Hollyoaks. Why don't you give them a call? They'd love you. And of course, intelligent conversation.
We're talking about you having a weird crush on Colin Firth and suddenly you're shagging a Greg's pasty.
My life's exciting. What can I say?
I think that'll about do it.
So grab some drinks and come join me, Scarlett Bryant.
And me, David McCulloch.
For our brand new podcast series. Two actors walk into a bar.
I think that's enough to convince them. Cheers!
Cheers.
Right then, folks. What'll it be?
A tomato juice and Worcestershire sauce, a packet of salted nuts, and a subscription to Two Actors Walk Into a Bar podcast.